I call the shots, I never call it quits. Trust my intuition, bet it's right and bitch, it often is. Seen too many others come and go, they had the wrong intent. Do it out of love and never for it, then I watch it get bigger than expected. No second guess it, I let it set in. It's God's plan, we out here only accepting blessings. I'm stuck with it, this mindset is terminal. In and out different terminals, leveling up is personal. And I already made it, y'all can miss me. I smack my girl's ass, tell her pinch me. It's hard to believe I made something from nothing. No hindsight discussions, I've been writing, I love it.
Ooh, welcome to the 3 Gig Sports Podcast, where we are never wrong, just sometimes misinformed. Jimmer, Miley, and Denny G in the house tonight, and it is time to party, boys.
Yeah.
Let's go. How you feeling? You doing some drywall? Is that what's going to happen?
Yeah, all kinds of it, baby. No, I got a... You wouldn't believe a 16-foot garage door is actually 16 foot.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I knew it, but it's like, oh, I'm going to go pick this up. And then, you know, you go to haul it. Oh, I'm not taking this with me today.
No doubt.
But no, I didn't make it that far yet.
Well, you have a dream. So you're getting your basement finished.
Yeah.
And tell Danny what your little dream of what the layout's going to be and what you're getting downstairs.
I want to do like, so I'm going to get a computer set up there. I'm going to do some monitors, maybe one monitor for my Xbox. I'm going to start playing on a monitor instead of the TV. And then I'm going to have I want to do 3 of the 4K QLEDs. That's the newer TVs that, you know, pretty sick looking. I'm wanting to do anywhere from 32 inches to 40 inches.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That'll be nice, buddy.
Yeah, it's just a matter of getting somebody in there and getting it done. It's starting to look like I might just say fuck it and do it myself.
That dude didn't hit you back or what?
I talked to him at some point last night. Don't really remember. So he tells me when he comes in to give me my, you know, he's walking around, he's looking at everything. Dude pulls out a contractor clipboard and a notebook, and he turns to the first page on the notebook.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying here?
No.
First page.
If you come to my house to give me a quote and you turn into the first page of your notebook, you ain't giving me.
Oh, you got no customers is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I just asked him, I said, you insured, you licensed? And he goes, yeah, you know, that was I had to borrow some money. It cost me $5,000 to get all that, blah, blah, blah. It was like 9 o'clock last night, and I text my wife. I was like, hey, is that dude going to give me a quote? Sure as shit, he texts back. Your husband asked me if I was insured and, what was the other word I just said? Insured and...
Licensed.
They all expired. At the end, 2022 to 2023, I guess.
Oh, just miraculously right at that time.
Yeah, right at that time. So I'm like, okay. Well, I called him back and I was like, here's the deal, dude. I'll give you this much money. You help me put a garage door in. You finish my basement. You come in. You do the egress window. That's what I give you. He was all for it. I'm not for it. No, I'm waiting on this other contractor.
You got another one in the works?
I had this one guy that came in there and said he wouldn't be able to start till March, but I'm just waiting on his quote. And this guy does have a lot of work, so might be pulling at some strings here, I guess.
Shit, we're almost in March anyway, buddy.
Well, that's what I was like. I was like, shit, you're going to come in here, you're going to dig this in 2 or 3 days, have this put up. And then this guy's just like, it's a really good idea, but it's not. He's like, no, you can't do that. I'm like, shit. But at least he knows what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like one of those guys that'll finish my my brain lapses for me. He's like, oh, no, you know what? That's not going to work.
Got it. That'd be good,
Anyways,
man. Once you can get there, shit. You got a good plan.
Yeah, it's going to have to come together.
Let's go.
One of those screens is Fic Fat.
Always,
right?
Always. Yeah. Hey, did you tell Danny about my shower curtain?
No.
So it's like a UFO, and it's over the woods, and it's sucking up a chick. and it says, "Get in, loser. We're doing butt stuff." I was like, "Yeah, let's go."
You have an awesome ass jersey on. What is that?
It's a heavy yumo. It's a circle, James. A circle. Yeah, I got this Happy Gilmore. Ready for this weekend. Gonna go see Adam Sandler, and it looks like Rob
Schneider?
Rob Schneider's gonna be with him.
Okay.
We're looking real forward to that. Too bad my old boy had to do too much cocaine in the day because, man, could you imagine the show them two would put on?
Farley?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
dude.
Oh, yeah.
That would be fucking amazing.
So sad.
Have you ever heard that song?
That
song,
the
that song that
lunch lady?
Huh?
Oh, the song that
Adam Sandler made for Chris Farley?
Oh,
Talking
yeah.
about Chris Farley?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit's legit.
I just remember Chris Farley being the lunch lady.
Dude, he was great in everything. It didn't matter.
Fat guy in a little coat.
In a van down by the river, man, everything. Didn't matter. Exactly.
And you got the two cars, man, and they're
Dude, I love it. But all right, it's time to get to some sports here, gentlemen. What's up over there?
We're going to roll with something that's definitely going to pique my man over here. And that is the Mavs trade for Nets Kyrie Irving. Dallas also gets Markieff Morris in a trade that sent Spencer Dinwiddie, Dorian Finney-Smith, a 2019 first-round pick, and second-round picks in the 2027 and 2029 draft to the Nets.
Did you just name the seven dwarfs?
Dinwiddie, Dorian, Finney-Smith.
Yeah, dude.
Before I ask for any version of reaction to that, I also want to let my man know here that Mr. Kyrie Irving, after he got traded to the Mavs, he undeleted his Instagram post that once got you fired up.
Oh, it's back on there now?
How
How do you undelete?
I don't know.
Oh, so he unhit it. That's what he did.
So he hit it.
He hit it and then unhit it. So, wait a minute. The movie?
Yeah. I'm pretty
What-
sure it
was
said
it-
the post.
I think, wasn't it the apology? Because he apologized
Oh, is
and
that
then he
what it was?
deleted
Okay.
the apology.
Maybe that's what it was.
And then I think that was the tweet they're talking about. Yeah, so he took that off. He's like, fuck you guys, I'm not sorry anymore. And then he started getting questioned about it, basically in the first interview there. And then it popped back up.
Isn't the owner of the Mavs Mike or Mark Rubio or
Mark
Cuban? Yeah, I could see Mark Cuban just be like, dude, as long as you play basketball, I don't give a shit about anything else.
Good.
I mean, basically, because that dude's probably got more money than Silver.
Right.
You see what I did there? The pun.
Well played.
On to the basketball side of this. Who won?
I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna work with Luka. Kyrie needs the ball, right? So if he's a Kyrie that won a championship with LeBron, it could go really fucking well. Luka's really similar, demands the ball all the time, and Kyrie was able to be successful even when LeBron did that. So it could go really, really well. But I like what the Nets got out of that deal too. To be honest with you, they're like, fuck, we might as well go back to where we were before these two got here, man. You know.
Yep.
So I don't know, man. It's pretty close for me.
I think you got the two biggest ISO scorers. They both score really well on the ISO. Second thing about it is, what's that movie with Will Ferrell and he plays basketball?
Semi-pro?
Yeah, semi-pro. So, like, these two are running down the court. Oh, pass me the... Oh, no, okay. Pass me the... No.
No, if you don't feel it.
It's gonna be a lot of... I don't... If Kyrie comes down from his superstar status that he desperately wants, it could work better than him and Durant, considering they only had, like, 49 games together.
Yeah.
So, it's got to work. It's got to.
Yeah.
I think the best chance of it working is this year, because then Kyrie's going to get into his head about something else before next year.
Yeah.
He wants a contract extension. Don't know for what they just gave up. You kind of assume that Mavs had some version of a conversation with his with him and his agent about, hey, we're not just giving this up to get you. We want you long term also. So this isn't just a rental if we're giving up first round picks, because the Mavs don't do this, right? That's what I was shocked by. I was shocked because the Mavs just don't do it. We always say the Mavs need to make this trade. They need to do this. They need to be in the sweepstakes for this, and they just can never either land them or they're not active in the trade market, right? Not for big boys.
Right.
So
who has the number 1 pick in? Oh no, it's a lottery. Never mind.
Yep. This could be a very good one, but I think it's only going to be for this year. Like, as in the good part of this. We'll see how the rest breaks down. I think the Nets got themselves a decent haul for someone that you can't 100% count on. His mind changes with blowing the wind, right? So they were able to get something out of it. Their loser part of this is actually the second part of my story, and that is that Kevin Durant and the Nets are in talks about the franchise's direction. The Nets have insisted to Durant and other teams that they are not trading him before Thursday's trade deadline. They obviously, without Kyrie, unless KD turns into a player that he has not shown to be his whole career, and that's a distributor, not just a scorer. You have to be able to do both. These are very nice pieces, but they need someone to distribute the ball. Who's that going to be? Ben Simmons? Maybe?
Shit. Has to be, right?
I mean, it'd have to be, but then I don't know. I think Kevin Durant wanted a trade, didn't he, gentlemen, in the offseason? Didn't he demand one, and then he was able to back himself off that a little bit?
Yep.
He's not digging this. He was the reason Kyrie went there, right? They're boys, friends.
Yeah, it's like unless he does what Kyrie did, and Kyrie's like, I'll sit the rest of the season. And that's like, all right, fine, fuck it. We'll trade you. Unless he does that, I don't think he goes anywhere right now.
I think they need to lose out and go get that 7-foot 4-footer from France.
The Mbambwe.
I just call him one Kenobi.
One Kenobi. Okay.
I've never seen a guy that's all shoot a ball with, like, it just doesn't look natural at all.
It doesn't.
Like,
I will give you that.
Seeing somebody shoot the ball that size, and if he could get paired up with Durant, whew.
It'd be tough, man. Yeah. I think the interesting thing for me about this whole story isn't even those two teams directly. It involves two different teams. Okay? First off, it's the Lakers. So the Nets specifically were doing everything they could to not trade him to the Lakers. The Lakers, so basically the Nets are like, oh, here's what other teams are offering. What do you think? Lakers would throw an offer. And they'd be like, no, but we're going to also need this and this. Lakers would be like, all right, fine. And they just kept going until the Lakers said no. And so they were not going to give him to the Lakers.
Yep.
But my favorite part about this is your boy, the point guard. Phoenix was willing to trade him to get Kyrie, and the Nets said no to that as well.
I say no to that.
Oh, I do too.
Okay.
I do too.
Okay.
I wonder if that was. Oh, which way would you say no to?
I don't want point
If you're the
guard.
Nets, you wouldn't take CP3 over Kyrie? Or you guys are kidding right now, right?
No.
You're kidding.
I'm
not even gonna entertain that one.
I'm just going off of years.
I'm not even gonna
remaining
entertain
in
that
the
one.
league.
That's ridiculousness. That's now if Kyrie's
sense if you don't
healthy
think about
and
it.
wasn't like missing games and stuff like that on a regular basis, then yes, I would side with him.
CP3's hurt. All hate aside, CP3's hurt all the time too. He's old, man.
He gets banged up, but I still want to pull that trade for Kyrie, who's in the blowing the wind, may not even play. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
He's entertaining it.
I am entertaining it. You guys got me struck. I'm like, it's not even close. Now them doing it, I don't know why they would. They do have new ownership who wants to make a splash. He wants. I don't know if you read that he highly wants KD.
They just brought in Isaiah Thomas to be part of their administrative team or whatever, in the office. So they're trying. Yeah.
He supposedly is willing to throw all kinds of money at this right after he took it over. And KD's high on his market. KD wanted to go to Phoenix during his demands, I guess. His trade
That was
demand.
one of the teams, yeah.
That was one of the teams that he wanted to go to. So I don't know what they could muster up to even make it work. It'd definitely be a bunch of round picks, right? I mean, maybe you would trade the center because he's unhappy there, right?
Done. Yep.
Like, done deal, KD, him, here you go, let's do this. And obviously some draft picks, too, because KD, old boy isn't the same as a KD. But I was a little surprised when you did tell me that was, like, even offered, because I'm on the opposite side of that one. If I were the Nets, I would have taken that all day. And that isn't for my love for CP3. That is literally the blow in the wind of Kyrie. And I like Kyrie because he's an independent thinker, but when it comes to basketball, he has no problems. That's not his number one love, guys.
Yeah, I don't think it would be a win for
Either
Phoenix
way.
either.
Either way,
Yeah,
so-
definitely not. I think he would screw up whatever chemistry they do have.
But your chance of
funny.
winning this year when old boy's already demanded a trade, you might have still competed in the East if you would have gotten CP3 with KD and made stuff work, and he can distribute to these other pieces. So I would have taken, if I was the Nets, the other way. You are 1,000% right. I don't want the age of that. You're
it's
swapping a 30-year-old, one of the best ball handlers, shot creators, his own shot in the league, and
Ever.
Kyrie.
Yeah.
God, I heard that too. I heard that just recently. He might be the most dangerous point guard or player in NBA history for getting his own shot.
Every time every game he has, there's one highlight where you're like, what was that?
Right.
It's dude.
Just
He
wish
can
he-
be amazing.
Like, if he put his heart to it, like the love of the game, 100%. I'm not saying for like the other stuff. I'm not flipping the script on what I believe or what I believe that he did right or wrong early on in the process, why he sat out. I still agree with him taking a stance on that. I do. He was taking a stance, and he stuck by that. He stuck by his stance for the city workers of New York, right?
New York.
So, but that being said, it's always something.
Yeah.
It's always something with him. That's the part that would make me gun shy. But
I agree, man.
where do you want to see KD go before we move on? You brought an interesting one up where you think could happen before the show.
It would be hilarious if he went to Golden State again. Miles, I don't know if you heard, but Steph Curry's he's out indefinitely right now because he's got some torn shit in one of his legs, membrane and a ligament. So he's gonna be out for a while, and they're not playing great. So it came across today that they're gonna be willing to, if they can make an impact, get rid of some youth, which is what they have. They have a shitload of youth. Right around the same time that we know KD's talking to the Nets, so there could be a shot that he comes back. More realistically, though, if we were to think about the list that KD had, they probably haven't changed much. I would like to see him go to Miami and help Jimmy B get to the finals, because I'm a big Jimmy B guy. He deserves it.
I like the grind.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm with you on that. Yep. I love the grind of it, and he's always worked his way up, and he tries to hold people accountable because he wants to work hard.
And he's done it himself there this whole time, basically, right?
Like with a bunch of pieces,
Mhm.
right? A nice 3-point shooter here and there. Yeah,
And Lowry
pieces.
didn't do shit, right?
He just hasn't panned out.
Yeah.
And he's on the market, by the way. I guess some
Yep.
people have called and showed interest in him. And Miami is willing to deal, is what I just read recently. So, you lost?
I'm going to send him across the pond, baby. Go to Canada. Toronto.
Toronto?
Yep.
KD.
Yeah.
Okay. Bulls is where mine. You make and you could do this with an intriguing move. For whatever reason, they want to move on from Zach LaVine.
Yeah, what the hell?
I don't know what it is. I haven't read too far into this, but for whatever reason, they want to move on from Zach LaVine. You're still hanging around the cusp right there. Isn't that a guy that could literally take you like 20 games above 500, right?
Yeah.
Like that's the type of player that does if you're already hanging around there.
Yeah.
Chicago, I mean, you still stay in the East. The East is highly competitive right now. I'm with you. I would love to see him. I would like to see him in Miami. I don't know if they got, because
It's
they have
realistic.
they have so many they have so many pieces that they already have. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just traded for some of these pieces already. And then they got some in that Harden deal too, didn't they? So they're going to be getting pieces that they kind of already have. They're not, who are you going to trade me? Bam Adebayo maybe, but
Bam and
Tyler Hero, and there'll be some draft picks and maybe
Bam and Lowry maybe.
Bam, Lowry, and it would have to be actually all three. They would want Hero too. They want that 3-point.
Can't take Hero away from the beach, baby. He's a South Beach baby. Let's go.
That still would be wild, even if it was Jimmy B, KD, and pieces.
Yeah, I think that'd be enough.
Yeah.
I wonder how their personalities would match though. He didn't do very well with Draymond, and Jimmy B does. Fuck it, send him to the Mavs too.
Fuck it.
Fuck it.
Bring it up with Jesus.
I wasn't going to bring this up. I really wasn't. But you seen how it was the poor pity me of LeBron. It must be me.
Oh, my God.
Yep.
Must have been me whatever.
And then he shows up in a fucking funeral attire today. Because I'm taking down the all-time score tonight. 36 points. Let's go.
You're naming one of my things. So let's just go right into it then. So. I actually, when I wrote this, I forgot that he already played one of the games. So Miles was correct. He is 36 to pass Mr. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. What I was going to tell you about this is that the LA tickets have surged massively since he's been within striking distance. It looks like he could break it. If you go by averages, it should be tonight. 36. I think he's going to break it tonight because he's going to put everything into it, right? You're too close, too special. Let's do it now. But it's projected for the 9th against the Bucks at home. The prices have increased 241% from where they were October 18th, with the average ticket rising from $474 to $1,614.
Man, I watched pharmaceutical companies do that.
No kidding, man. Damn.
Would you if you had
You're not going to say his
disposable
quote?
income? Huh?
You're not going to say his quote?
Which one? Go ahead. I didn't hear it.
I'm going to probably butcher it like I always do. But LeBron was basically going on about how his haters do not think that he's a great scorer. And now he says, now when I break the all-time scoring record, they always have to acknowledge me now.
He's not wrong, though.
No, he's not wrong. I mean,
so what gets lost in his greatness, and everyone always beats him down, especially, and I have been the last few years, right? This isn't LeBron I've been rooting for, especially the other night when we seen the temper tantrum, whatever, last week. Is everyone keeps pointing out Kareem did it, and he only made one 3-point shot. You know what's special about both of these players? Over 20 years of service. That doesn't happen.
It's true.
It doesn't happen. He also went to the playoffs. And every minute of the game, he averages 36, 37 minutes a game. He has played almost 30 seasons if you add the games together of his playoffs too. It is a stupid amount, and that gets lost in the greatness of any player. That when we said how much we missed out on Kobe because we were haters, right? Like, he did it for so long, and we weren't paying attention. 20 years.
Yeah, and what gets lost in this, so the scoring record's a big deal. Mm-hmm. But he's also 4th in assists all time.
Yeah.
That's you don't live in both categories. People don't do that. It's one or the other.
You also mean that he's also top 10 in rebounds.
Right.
Which doesn't happen. Like any of those players, they may be top 10 in both, but they're not top 10 in 3.
Right.
They're not, his field goal percentage or, basically all of his stuff across the board. Outside of blocks and steals, those dwindled at his second half of his NBA career.
Right.
If you notice, those went down.
Yeah, the hustle plays, yeah.
Yeah. But you don't see that.
Will Chamberlain never scored 100 points.
He believes that didn't happen.
Ooh.
Would you, if you had the disposable income, you had no worries in the world about income, would you pay $1,600 to go watch that?
No.
Hell no. Watch it on TV.
Watch on
Get
TV.
court view, baby. Didn't pay for those seats.
On this one, I would have to say I would. Not because I'm saying if it was anybody, it doesn't even have to be LeBron. I'm saying if I had the disposable income, the time to do it, whatever. Because one of the coolest things I have, and I can still hold to this day, and my son may not be able to remember because he was young, when I took him to the final game of the regular season, Vikings-Packers, Adrian Peterson's 2,000-plus yard rushing season was capped in that game, 9 yards short of watching an all-time record, but going over 2,000. We watched that, and that's special. Like, that's something that can never be taken away. We got to watch that, and it wasn't – the tickets weren't even that outrageous, actually. And it was a division game for a playoff spot and a record on the line, right? So in that, I probably would. I mean, even Draymond even said that if he had a game, he would – and he was within shouting distance, he would skip his game and go watch it. It's a pretty big deal.
I mean, honestly, if I was going to pay something like that to be a part of something similar to that, I'm doing what every great fan used to do. You run out there and you take that damn ball and you run like hell. If I'm paying $1,600, I'm getting thrown out too.
Make it memorable.
Towards the end of the game, though, right? Like right after he takes it, and there's that long pause. That'll be a long standing ovation, right? I'm sure.
Yeah, and like you're gonna watch the ball switch from hand to hand to security, and then I'm just gonna go out there like, and then they're gonna hand me it. Psych, out.
He's averaging 30 points a season in his 38-year-old season.
Oh, well, hold on, you're not following me though.
I'm just letting you know.
If you ran out on the court and stole that ball,
mm-hmm.
they're still gonna put it up. And you're going to be the last one to touch it. You know what I'm saying? Well,
before it goes to somebody else who buys it, after it's reprimanded from you.
No, that ball's getting put in a museum.
Maybe.
National treasure.
His jersey will.
Yeah.
His jersey would.
Yeah.
Sell?
I don't know about the basketball. I don't know if the basketball will go or if that's his.
Dude, LeBron's keeping all that.
They have to give something to the. You have to like. Well, you don't have to.
I give him my socks.
I think you had like. It's a general consensus. You give something to the Hall of Fame when something like that happens. It's like the NFL.
Yeah.
Whenever something's like shoes, something from that game.
All right, put a sleeve on. Give him the sleeve.
Give him the sleeve. There we go. Give him the black mask back. Black mask. LeBron was stupid good.
Dude. Yeah.
The to watch out for elbows and shit.
No, when he got his cheek or his nose broke.
His nose broke, yeah.
Yeah, but he had a ridiculously stupid game when he had that on, and then they banned the black mask after that one game.
What?
Yes, they did.
That is the dumbest thing I've heard.
And he had to wear a clear mask, but the Dark Knight was looking pretty fucking good.
Fucking mask off, mask off.
So let's wipe our mouths of LeBron real quick because I gotta bring this down. So there's a report that came out today where somebody from inside the locker room talked about how the team's starting to fall apart now and starting to get divided because of LeBron. So like we can see the stuff out here and it can seem bad, but because he also made a statement about the fact that they didn't get Kyrie, and it was something to the effect of we'll have to do the best we can with what we've got then, and that kind of thing. In the players, like they've been playing well. Like they haven't when they've lost, it's been close games.
Yep.
They have not been playing bad.
And they made a pretty decent trade for that Hachimura or whatever.
Yeah.
He's been playing pretty good since he's been over there.
Yeah, man.
So, go ahead.
And so they're pretty upset. On top of the fact that like they're throwing the fits, and it like what did the guy say? Coach Ham will call a play, and LeBron will not do it specifically. You know, it's just like petty shit that LeBron's doing. That's getting some people inside the locker room upset. So it's way more than what we can see, and we think it's bad.
You know why it's getting out? I think you said a dude you love. Pat Beverly. Guarantees stuff like that's coming out because he doesn't like to.
Could be.
He's more of an accountable type of player. He's not. He'll put everything he has into that particular game, and watching you say shit like that. Like, what do you mean? Like, we have the players here in house right now, and they could. I believe they have enough to do it now if everyone just throws down. I really do believe that.
Davis could stay healthy.
Right.
too.
Davis
That's
has to stay
critical.
healthy. That's
Yeah.
the only way that will happen. I will admit that. But LeBron, if you play two ways of basketball and you got Westbrook to eat his ego and come off the bench and lead that bench mob, and he's still putting up trip dubs on the bench.
And he's kicking ass. Yeah, exactly. He's playing well this year.
He's balling out, and that's your second squad. Play some defense, buckle down, and this team can legitimately compete. That's a crock of shit.
Yeah.
I believe they can, especially that I said that the Hachimura, however you say it. He was averaging like 13.9 over there. I think he's averaging right around 15 or 16 here. What I'm saying is that you have pieces. Why are we acting like you don't at this point?
And the
when
West
Anthony
is
Davis?
not the
No.
West this year.
No, the East is like the
Yeah,
West this
it's
year.
like it's flipped. Because who's the threat? Denver? No, they can't win in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Dallas? Luka's still young. They could be the threat. But who else after that? Right now, Phoenix doesn't look great. Like, there's no team.
No.
This should be the year if there's a year for you, man.
Right, and those are there. So I'm with you, especially if I knew it was a good when we started bringing up, because at first I was like, all right, there's a little bit of good LeBron. When he's like, you know what, it is up to me. You need to talk to Rob about that. You know, whatever happens. We have the team. We have the team in house right now. And that's who we'll ride with. Then right after the trade goes through, he goes and says that, and then what you just said too. On top of that, it's like, dude, yeah, you're going to. Would you want to hear that? Like we come up in here. I'm like, hey, you know, trying to get this show to take off. Trying to get some other guys in, but you know what? We'll just have to deal with what we got here.
Yeah. Solid.
You know, that'll make you want to come to work, right?
Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly.
I guess we kind of do it at our work when we say slapdicks in front of people that we know are slapdicks.
Yeah.
Like, don't really care. We're used to covering your ass anyway, so. With all due
man.
respect.
Oh, due respect.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Let's get into. Yeah. Yep. I'm not too familiar with that. Sean Payton said when asked about Wilson having his personal quarterback coach, Jake Heaps, in the building with access this past season. That's foreign to me. That's not going to take place. I'm unfamiliar with it. Our staff will be here. Our players will be here, and that will be it.
Oh.
Tell me.
Daddy dropped his dick on you, boy.
Lay it the smack down, baby. That's what he's got to do.
James got me. Fuck. You're going to have to delete that out.
I don't delete any of this stuff, so you need to watch. That takes too much time.
It'll be all right.
You didn't mean it like that.
I know, but after you say it, like, fuck. Oh.
You had to keep going. I mean, we could just let it keep
No.
sliding, but-
We didn't acknowledge it. This is 2023. Not allowed to.
Yeah, man. I'm surprised that he didn't know about it, though. Aren't you? Like going into the job in ownership's like, hey, here's the deal. Here's some weird stuff. Russ has like 14 parking spots. He's got an office in here. By the way, his quarterback coach comes. Like, I'm surprised he doesn't know some of that.
He's got a helipad.
I actually am not shocked.
Okay.
And the reason why I say that, Danny, is that I think they have enough love, whatever, for Sean Payton, regardless. They want one of the two to work out, right? They paid the quarterback. They gave up all these assets, right? Then you brought in a coach that is a winning coach, brings in a culture that will eventually do this too, right? One of you two is going to buckle or you're going to meld together. We're not going to tell you that he already has his issues. We're going to let you know because you know what? We're going to go ahead and be passive-aggressive about it, and we're going to back up.
That's true. Yeah.
And we'll be like, you know what? You'll find out. Maybe you'll correct it. Maybe you won't. Maybe whatever way you go, I hope you make it meld. This is what we want. We want this to work. You have certain pieces. You have plenty of pieces in place. You can build it now. Do your thing. I don't think they want to tell Russ no, so they hired a guy that will and didn't tell him either. He'll take the shock because you could tell in his face that he was shocked by the question a little bit. Like he was like, what? That's not happening.
Hi, I see
So-
you. I see you.
Hey, Russ, haven't even met you today, but just so you know, that ain't happening. You're hearing this on the TV.
Let's be real. He needs a new quarterback fucking coach anyway.
Yeah.
So
No, I'm with.
I see you interviewed for this position here. Let's go ahead and talk. Sir, do we pick up a lot of bags here? No, we don't. You're gonna find out.
Sean Payton, if you guys remember, I'm sure you guys remember watching all the Drew Brees commercial, or not commercials, like interviews, right? Like when he was still a player. And what would he, if you guys remember at all, what would he always give massive kudos to Sean about? Don't know if you guys remember or not.
I don't know what you're thinking.
So his massive kudos on a regular basis, like, I haven't worked with a guy. He's like, we meet on I think it was like Thursdays. They sit down and they go over the playbook. They go over the script of what they're going to run, not the NFL script, because only certain people can see that. The script of the playbook of what's going to run, and he literally takes exactly what, for the most part, what the quarterback feels comfortable in, his favorite plays, all that, and then they go over stuff together. Like, that is, and he has a serious input on that. He wants you to feel comfortable. He wants you to be successful. Because if you're doing it, then the offense I'm trying to run, I'm going to do this offense around what you feel comfortable with, and we're going to innovate off that. That's what Drew. So, Russell Wilson, put your damn ego aside on this one, because if you have a shot of making a second half resurgence of your career, it will be under this man right here.
Agreed.
If you follow suit and do what you're supposed to, because he's not gonna do the Nathaniel Hackett and not do the fucking, not do your best assets, right? Like what we talked about, what his best, get him moving side to side, and that's always been his thing.
Yep.
You were trying to turn this dude into a pure pocket passer. Sean Payton is not going to be like that. He's going to take your best, strongest attribute, and he's going to build his plays off of that. That's what he does. Now it's whether that man can set it aside. Evidently, he has issues. Did you know about the fucking personal quarterback coach before that?
No.
I did not. Not shocked by it now.
No.
Probably got to. Never mind.
I still have faith in him. I still obviously am going to stick with I'm not backing off the Hall of Fame thing. But still doesn't mean he's not a piece of shit. So.
Cricket?
No.
It will be interesting, though. They've got the pieces now, but they have no draft picks for 10 years now? They've had to give up so much for Russ, then for Peyton.
Did we even talk about what they gave up for Peyton? It wasn't just a first rounder.
It was a first, second, and a fourth rounder.
Yeah.
Next year's fourth rounder, though, not this year's. Makes it
You're
so
right.
much better. Though. Just takes the sting out of it.
They do have all the pieces in house, but they have a short window for this because, quite honestly, some of their own young pieces haven't gotten paid yet either, and you just paid the quarterback.
Yep.
We're gonna see. We're gonna see what he can do. He's all right with Cat taking that bill all the way up, right? I do believe New Orleans is still trying to dig out of that.
100%, man. Yeah.
Right. I think he did more damage than Katrina.
Ooh. He also got him a Super Bowl after that, so
He did get him a Super Bowl.
you know,
Salary cap hasn't been the same since.
Catastrophe.
yeah,
Super Bowl.
there's
Ding,
potential
ding,
there. You hit on one thing though that's critical. Russ has to let his ego go. He has to roll with it. If he doesn't, we're not going to see much of a change, man. Because he was all hate aside again. I said that about point guard too. He's got to be willing to get to know the team and fucking get to know the receivers and understand the play calling and stuff like that.
Not let's ride and do fucking what was it, like lunges in the plane, and it's just weird.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be buckled at all times on the plane, folks.
With him, Sean Payton did give him some love though. He's like, if nobody else is paying attention, the dude had a pretty damn good stretch at the end of the season.
He lost to Baker Mayfield. Real good.
No, his team kind of did too. Like
Baker shouldn't have scored that many points.
Right. So that was the point too, because that's the reason why they actually had a top 10 defense until that game.
Yeah.
Top 10 scoring defense until that game dropped him out. That's when the team gave up on Nathaniel.
I'm trying to think when Russ got a little concussed.
Was it it was at the game before, or was it in that game?
I can't remember.
Right around them.
Mm-hmm. But I know he was playing that game, right?
We'll see. No, I'm just talking about we'll see for him in general.
Yeah, that's a debate we have all the time. I'm just not ready to have that again tonight.
Okay, well then fuck me, right?
Russ sucks. Russ sucks.
We'll just move on. Sorry, Miles.
Wow.
Sorry, I wasted your time.
Well, I just don't want to go that route with you because we know where you stand, you know where we stand, and Russ sucks.
I'm just tore because I like Sean Payton
I know.
You know?
So that's what I was curious about. I'm like,
Oh.
well, Danny, you'd be rooting for one guy's success. You would almost need the other one too. Almost.
I just don't want any injuries. That maybe helps one guy, not another. I don't want any of that for sure.
I just want the Legion of Boom back. That's all I want.
A Legion of Boom.
I just want it back.
So does he. That's back when he was good too.
I'll pay. I'll pay for it too.
Oh, hey, I guess we never talked about this. So, Seattle's quarterback?
Gino.
Yeah. So he broke the all-time passing record for the Seahawks this year. You heard that, right? It was just over 4,000 yards, Jimmer. Russ had never thrown for 4,000 yards or what?
No, he has. I
thought that was wild.
All time.
Well, they only do good when they have a rush. Anyways. Think
Yeah,
about it.
they've got to have a good running back.
They
yeah.
rode Marshawn Lynch's coattail, and then the injury bug after that.
We'll go season by season. This is clearly him for all time.
So you don't want.
Oh, if I said single season. If I said all time, single
Per
season.
season.
So anybody in the draft this year, there's 3 teams you don't want to go to if you're a running back: the Broncos, the Seahawks, and the 49ers. You might as well just get your knee braces out, sit on the bench, just get that part over with, and hope for a complete season next year.
Geno Smith by 63 yards. 42-19. Russell Wilson had 42-82. Geno Smith. The next ones are all Russell Wilson: 42, 41, 4,000, 39-83.
So he was over 4 at least. Good.
Many
Okay.
times.
Okay.
Many times.
3, I think you just read there. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. 39-83. 17 yards short. My bad.
That is short. You're right.
Just like his height, Danny, and your hate for it. There's 4 of them, not 3. Yeah, there's 4 4,000 yard seasons.
Okay. No, more of the. It was.
I'm still surprised by the Geno part though. Seriously, he evidently balled out in this flag football. We chuckle at it, but it's more entertaining than what we were watching when they had pads on. Because they were already playing 2-hand touch before anyway.
Oh, they're wearing pads, all right.
Wow.
Damn
What
pads.
is with you tonight?
Damn pads.
What is with you tonight? Damn.
I liked the skills and stuff like that. I liked watching that stuff. Did you see like with the best catch and that type of stuff? It was kind of cool. They changed it up.
Did you see the best injury? Myles Garrett dislocated his toe.
Yeah.
I did see that come across.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's payback.
See, now they're not going to be able to play flag football now because they're breaking. Nobody's going to partake in flag football because someone broke their toe.
No, that was in
Bubbles.
the skills.
Bubbles are coming.
That was in the skills challenge.
Right.
Tyreek
You
Hill
did
got
see
trucked.
that Geno, since you went down there, you did see that it is legitimate. Like he came out and said that contract negotiations are going great with the Seahawks. Like, great to me is like sounds like you're going to be at least a 3-year contract, right? I
Yeah.
mean, that's what great sounds like to me, right?
Yeah.
Round of applause to him.
Hell yes.
Like seriously, nobody would have guessed that. We didn't guess that. No way in hell you're guessing that.
No.
If we're not getting it, they're not getting it. Promise you that.
No, man. He was great. He deserves it.
Yeah.
For the whole season. You
Yeah,
know, he didn't
it
just
wasn't
have
like a spoof.
spots. Yeah.
He only threw 11 interceptions this year, 30 touchdowns.
That's fucking awesome.
That's baller shit. Almost 70%, 69.8. It's fucking highly impressive.
I love it.
Kudos to them. Another one we've been talking about quite a bit. Got to do it though. Connor McGregor.
Oh,
Well, has gotten his next matchup, gentlemen, finally. And that will be Michael Chandler after they serve as the Ultimate Fighter coaches. 2-part question. You interested to watch the Ultimate Fighter now?
Yeah.
Especially those two?
Yeah. Yeah, ratings are going to go up, obviously.
I spike off that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hopefully Connor's on roids because we want to see some psycho shit. And then secondly, is this a good fight for Connor?
yeah.
What is it? 3 of the last 4 he's lost? 4 of the last 5 he's lost?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
And Chandler has been banging. Yeah, Chandler's lost, but he's been banging. Like, he has, like, fight of the year up in there.
He likes to get hit, though. So it's going to be like a punching bag for Connor. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do think it's a good matchup. Unless Chandler gets smart and wrestles.
Right.
Then he could, he should be able to fuck him up. But, yeah, dude, he's like a punching bag. He just takes hits, and he doesn't defend himself, and that's what Connor needs.
Well, Gaethje didn't knock him out, and Gaethje has a lot of power, right?
Connor.
So does Connor knock him out then, since he likes to get hit in the face?
I don't know if that left's there anymore. Maybe.
Left doesn't have to be there when you got a shin made out of titanium, baby.
Ooh.
Touche.
Yeah.
There you go. What is that fucking movie is that?
RoboCop.
No. More recent, stupid comedy. Chips.
Oh.
Blue Chips. You guys remember seeing that? Michael Pena, the cop one.
Sure. Seen it all the time.
You guys haven't seen
No,
that?
I've never seen it.
I don't know if I've watched the whole thing or not.
The eating ass part. Oh my god. But regardless, there's a part he has like he used to be like a BMX or a motocross guy, and he broke like countless bones in his body. Well, his arm is made like titanium.
Yeah.
So fucking he ends up like blocking and like knocking people out regularly. Like whenever he gets touched in his knee, he goes like he has like a twitch where he just fucking he goes like Dana White and drops motherfuckers, but not women.
That's hilarious.
But no.
Just a twitch.
So when I was getting when you said the titanium leg, I was thinking of him. Just fucking rocking.
I'm thinking, how do you put this guy in a house with all these other people? Like, so now the UFC is basically telling their fighters, this is who we want training you. The guy that Muay Thai Jiu-Jitsu saved him on a bicycle. The guy that assaults everybody and anybody from age 80 to 90.
8 to 90.
8, yeah, you might as well do that too.
If you have a phone in your hand, he might rip it out of your hand and snap it.
Yeah.
So.
The president slaps bitches, so they don't care.
The president?
The president of the UFC. Yeah.
Oh, and my Lambo's blue.
No, Biden touches.
I'll be goddamn if my rims ain't too.
They rub his hair in the pool, shit like that. No, I think it's good. I think it's good for the UFC because they need. This is part of what Dana did after that.
Shit, right?
He's like, let's throw some major shit out there and do this. I do think it's good for that. And Connor's gonna have special privileges, so they guarantee he doesn't stay in the same fucking house.
Yeah.
What are they going to fight
what I mean?
at? Because he can't do the USDA now. He had to wait a year to be enrolled back in the USDA drug pool.
The fight hasn't been announced, like the date. So
They have to go through tough. Which how many weeks is that? I can't remember if it's 6 weeks or how long that goes.
Oh, I can't remember either.
But they go through that, and then they'll do the fight after that. That's what they do with the coaches. But did you see Dustin Poirier's tweet about it? No, somebody tweeted it. It was in an interview. They asked him, what do you think about this setup we've got for the Ultimate Fighter? And he's like, with Connor and Connor and Chandler. And they're like, yeah. He's like, the Ultimate Fighter. No. Yeah, the Ultimate Fighter, All My Children edition. Because he's fucked both of them up multiple times recently.
Wow.
All My Children edition.
Was he the one that was? So Poirier is one of the ones that fucked him up. Because Gaethje fucked him up too, right?
Poirier is the most recent one.
The one that like the face was all fucked. Okay.
Yep. He's like dripping blood into Poirier's mouth. Remember that? Like on purpose and shit. Yeah. Yep.
Here we go. And then final one. This is more a question right out of the gate. I saw something crazy come across Twitter, gentlemen. And that's the reason why I got to ask. Actually, I'm not going to ask it like that. I'm going to tell you some credentials.
Ooh, blind reveal. Here we go.
Yep, exactly. Blind reveal.
Pick curtain number 3.
I'm going to give you Hall of Fame resumes.
Jesus Christ. If you give us Russell Wilson.
It won't be in there. I promise. It wasn't even doing that. Promise you.
All right.
Derek Carr.
Oh, that's easy. Told you. You were saying ridiculous stuff last time.
He's going to go to the Saints, dude, and they're about to fucking win their division for sure this year.
Yep. All right, first one. Got to turn this way a little bit. 1-time Super Bowl champion. 1 All-Pro. 5-time Pro Bowler. 27,663 passing yards. 173 touchdowns. Hall of Fame or not?
1 Super Bowl.
Did he win the Super Bowl?
Yeah, one Super Bowl champion. I don't know if I said champion. Champion.
He's the MVP of the Super Bowl too.
I gave you his resume. I'm not giving you any more. Is he Hall of Fame or not?
One Super Bowl. 27,000.
600 and something odd yards passing. 173 touchdowns. 5 Pro Bowls. 1 All-Pro.
So that's not Matt Stafford.
27,000. That's it.
I'm giving you 4 of these, so just tell me if he's a Hall of Famer.
Oh, we don't get to guess who it is?
No, you don't have to yet. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, we gotta say no to all of them. We gotta say he's setting us up, dude. No.
No, a couple of these you almost have to.
One Super Bowl though.
Yes, 1 Super Bowl victory. I said Super Bowl champion, 1.
That's Kurt Warner. Yes.
3-time Super Bowl champion. 6-time Pro Bowler. 32,942 yards. 165 touchdowns. Just for comparison, the last guy had 173 touchdowns, mind you. So more.
How many interceptions? You're leaving out a critical stat here.
First off, I couldn't tell you that anyway because it would give guys away.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, Hall of Famer or not,
How many Super Bowls?
3-time Super Bowl champion.
How many Pro Bowls?
6.
It's Brett Favre.
I don't. The yards are way too low.
For Brett Favre?
Yeah.
I mean, if it said like 400 interceptions, we would have known.
No shit.
3-time Super Bowl. That's not even saying he's a starting quarterback either. That's just saying that he.
With that many yards, all these are that's without a doubt. I'll give you that.
Yes.
These are all starters. I'm not giving you.
So I got 2 yeses.
Okay.
Yeah, probably.
So you got a no and a yes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 1 All-Pro. 5-time Pro Bowler. 4 straight Super Bowl appearances. 35,467 passing yards. 237 touchdowns.
4 straight Super Bowls.
Yeah, what's his name at Buffalo?
Yeah.
That's who, Kelly, right?
Well, he didn't even say 1. That's the drawback. So he's not giving us that bit of info. Say it one more. What was the total touchdowns?
237. So the highest number of touchdowns I have said so far is this person.
270.
And the most yards.
40, 80, 120. No.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yes, yes. Yes, yes, no.
Yep.
Okay. Last one. 1-time Super Bowl champ. 1-time MVP. 2-time All-Pro. 5 straight AFC Championship appearances. 24,241 passing yards. 192 touchdowns.
Patrick Mahomes.
Super Bowl? Or Hall of Fame?
Hall of Fame. Okay, so this individual, who shall not be named, is, like, if he were to get injured and be done playing right now,
Yes.
he would be really close. I don't think he's in the Hall of Fame yet, though. He's on pace to potentially be the greatest quarterback ever, though.
No, he's
Okay.
he's in the Hall of Fame.
I don't know.
So that is the serious post, and I will give you that. You guys already nailed that, okay? Patrick Mahomes. His resume. 1-time Super Bowl champ. 1 MVP. Probably about to get a second one, actually, this year.
Yeah, he will.
So,
Yep.
2-time MVP. We'll go ahead and say that. 2-time MVP, 2-time All-Pro, 5 straight AFC championships, 24,241 passing yards, and 192 touchdowns.
What's interesting about the stats you're giving about yards, Patty's played in 6 seasons or whatever. Some of the guys you mentioned, I know, played a lot more than that.
Yeah. So we're gonna go over those other 3. News break. All the other 3 are in the Hall of Fame.
So I said yes.
The last
yes,
one.
No, yes.
So we're gonna go reverse order. I'm just going back, clicking back this way. You got that one wrong. He got it right because he knew who it was. It was Jim Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
He was a 1-time All-Pro, 5-time Pro Bowler, 4 straight Super Bowl appearances, 35,467 passing yards, and 237 touchdowns. He is in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Troy Aikman was the 3-time Super Bowl champion.
I figured it was somebody like that. The yards, I'm like, that's fuck him.
Yep.
I don't
we talked. I know
yeah.
we have talked about that one. Okay, so I do agree, but he is in the Hall of Fame with a weak ass 165 touchdowns.
Can't remember who is it. Bradshaw? Who's the other? It's somebody in that.
For what?
Keep going to the next guy. Sorry.
The next guy's that you guys probably wouldn't have guessed. Not back far enough.
Big Dick Nick.
1-time Super Bowl champ, All-Pro, 5-time Pro Bowler, 27,663, and more touchdowns than Troy Aikman with 173 in a different era.
Tony Montana.
Broadway Joe.
Oh, that was my next guess. Damn
Joe
it.
Namath. All 3 of those guys are in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So it was a legitimate question. He answered. You answered. I don't know. And this, I'm pretty close on the fences on this one because if you look at everybody else's, it's really hard not to stick a guy in. That's the reason why I do believe that Eli will get in because he has the Super Bowl championships. He has some of the stats. He doesn't have the win-loss. That's bad. It's like near 500, maybe under. I can't remember. Not good, right? He's going to get in because he should if you have Troy Aikman in.
Yeah. Troy Aikman's probably the biggest example of somebody who did nothing and won. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, and most of these guys are different eras. So the Joe Namath, I'm not trying to like beat on him. It was a different era. You ran a lot. The scores were 16-7 or some shit, you know. So
And they drank beer and ripped cigs in the locker room.
Yeah.
damn straight they were men. Is that what you're saying?
With leather helmets.
That's what makes it hard. You have to compare the quarterback, especially against their peers, right? Were you the best, if not like one of the 2 or 3 best in your era, like type of a thing? So blind reveals can be tough with that. But the yardage, I was like, some of these guys, holy shit, they like didn't throw the fucking ball, right? But
So before we move on,
do you think Patty's in the Hall of Fame though, real quick? Like right now, if he, some bad
if
happened.
you dead stopped and he didn't play the Super Bowl, let's say he plays the Super Bowl and they win, yes. I will say yes, flat out.
One more Super Bowl, yeah.
Yep, you give him the Super Bowl, he's in, okay? That's without any more stats. Let's say something unfortunately tragic, injury at the very end of the game, something like that, can't play another down, right? You still got Super Bowl victory? Yes, you're in. Because he's going to have 2 MVPs at that point, too. The yards and all that stuff won't mean enough to me at that point. I mean,
yeah.
It's no different than, God damn it, old boy Terrell Davis. Dominant, right?
Yep.
Dominant for that short period of time, but he was dominant, right? I don't think when you're that dominant and you can't tell a story without the guy in it. You can't tell the NFL story without talking about Patrick Mahomes now, right?
Yeah.
So you're at that with me if you win the Super Bowl. If there's no Super Bowl victory, I guess my question to you would be is how many more seasons at his average, what he's doing, his average, would you need to see for stats to put him in? Not for the accolades, the stats.
Right now.
Oh, you think he is right now?
He thinks right now.
I think he is right now. Dude, do you not hear them? The commentary booth every time he plays?
Well, it's kind of hard to hear under like the drowning of.
Well, that's what I'm saying, and they do the voting.
Yeah.
Not for the Hall of Fame.
No, that's a panel actually with a fan vote with a fan vote.
Don't
1%.
Hall of Famers? Don't they vote too?
They vote like the seniors, then, don't they?
Right.
Either way, it's not quite like. So you're thinking like baseball writers do the baseball Hall of Fame. That's the reason why you will never see a juicer, and not in this era at least. Not until those old dogs are out.
So it's not like Survivor.
No, they do take 1% or whatever it is. They take 1% of the vote of the fan votes
1%.
as 1%. Yes.
For your question, like 5 or 6 more years.
That many.
Yeah, just to give him, so he'll have the Super Bowl, but that'll give him a clean decade of being the best quarterback in the NFL, probably. So then it's a no-brainer argument.
I was only going to say like maybe 2 more with his normal typical stats. It would need about 2 more 4,000 plus yard seasons, 2 more 35 touchdown seasons in there. That's 70 more touchdowns onto his thing. That's another 8,000 plus passing yards. He's over 30,000.
Okay, so but if say in your case, my case doesn't matter. 2 more. We'll use that example. Let's say Joe Burrow wins the next 2 Super Bowls and eclipses what Patty's doing right now. Patty's no longer the best in the league right now. He's getting beat by somebody, right? So this is kind of at a different level, like Tom Brady, Peyton Manning thing. Doesn't that kind of push him down a little bit?
No, not in my opinion.
Okay.
He would have to completely fall off. If he's in that race, if he's losing those games, like the AFC Championship to Joe Burrow, you still have to go to the AFC Championship. You're still competing. You're still winning games in the playoffs. You're there because of you. Your 10-year contract, you were definitely part of the reason why you're there. So that would be, to me, I understand that. I hold a high regard for the Hall of Fame. I really do, but I think sometimes it's the eye test that doesn't get enough love. When a lot of people focus too much on the stats versus what the hell they did on the field, right? And I do believe that. The eye test for Eli for me wouldn't have been Hall of Fame. But 2 Super Bowl championships, you beat one of the greatest teams of all time that was undefeated up to that point. You do have stats to back some of that up. And you have the Manning push, right? You do have the Manning push. That is a very real thing on this one, right?
Yeah.
So, but Phillip Rivers is a Hall of Famer to me.
Yeah.
So he has all the stats, but none of the other love outside of like Pro Bowls, stuff like that. So I don't even think he has an All-Pro. Do you know, was it Drew Brees has never been first team All-Pro?
Really?
I'm pretty certain I had read that because of who. Yeah, it does. I don't want to change that one.
No, I didn't realize that. Miles.
Yeah.
Big Ben.
Big Ben?
Is he a Hall of Famer?
Oh, yeah.
Also, why are you crying? Are you okay?
No. Just got all worked
one
up.
season of it. Sorry. So one season All-Pro. Out of
Okay.
all his years. 2007, he was named first team All-Pro.
Big Ben. Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He
That one's
like,
more without a doubt than the other ones, I think, right?
Big Ben? Yeah.
Yeah, than the other ones. His stats are up there. He has the Super Bowl championships. I think he has the Super Bowl.
Just for the fact that he played with
MVP.
Jerome Bettis.
Yeah, like I don't disagree that he's a Hall of Famer, but I think his resume is weaker. It's almost like a Troy Aikman resume, but he's got better stats because he walked into a Super Bowl team. You know what I'm saying? Like that team was stacked.
For the first one.
Yeah,
For the first one.
100%.
Yeah.
He also walked into a restaurant.
Yeah, he also did some fucked up shit too.
Yeah. No, he did. His is more. He never had a losing season, right?
Yeah, because his head coach never did. So yeah.
Right. So I don't think he ever had a losing season. His worst season would be 8-8. Eli Manning would be a surefire Hall of Famer if he had his win-loss record, right?
Agreed. Yeah.
So and his stats are up there. So
yeah,
he became a better passer. He did get his first Super Bowl based off of a defense and that run game, right? That wasn't him.
And he did have Antonio Brown pre-concussion Vontaze Burfict.
Yeah, Vontaze killed him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wrecked him. But we'll keep her going,
I
gentlemen.
like the blind reveal though, Jimmer. That was good.
Like that?
Yeah.
That being said, we are going to kick off our GM. We are going to correct 3 teams. We're going NFC South. We are going to correct. So we're going to even hashtag these teams.
AFC South.
AFC South. Did I say NFC South again? Damn it. AFC South. We're going to correct them. Their teams can go ahead and listen to this. And this is how you correct your team for either the future or for literally next year to compete, right?
For 3 of them, because one of them
them.
we feel like they're on the right track, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And let's go ahead and shock them with that, Danny. Who did we think is on the right track and doesn't need our assistance?
Jacksonville Jaguars. You're doing the right thing. You got the right coach. You got the right quarterback. Keep it rolling. We trust you. You guys are going to do fine.
Going in the right direction. I don't think you guys need the help.
100%, man.
Danny, do you want to kick this one off?
Yeah, I can kick it
Okay.
off. It's fine.
Yep.
For me, so I'm going to give you guys the Tennessee Titans, all right?
Yes.
And it's relatively simple for me when it comes to what they need to do. So they also have a really good coach in Mike Vrabel. I'm a big fan of his. They've got the best running back in the NFL. They've got a really good offensive defensive line. They have no talent for wide receivers. And their cornerbacks are a little sketchy. There's some work that needs to be done out there. So first thing they need to do, they need a quarterback, though. I did not mention that because it's such a gaping hole that it's not even fair. They need a quarterback first.
Yep.
And I'm on board with what you mentioned a few weeks back. They need to get Lamar. They just need to get Lamar. It's really similar in the fact, well, better because you have a better running back, but Lamar does not have talent around him. He has a really good tight end, I guess, but that's it.
Yep.
So they need to bring over Lamar Jackson. I cannot imagine a defense looking forward to playing that team with Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. Am I going to get smashed in the mouth, or is a guy going to run around me? I don't know what's going to happen, right? That alone is going to improve them dramatically. They need to use the draft to pick up some pieces, especially on the offense. Their defense has not been bad. They've got a really good defensive-minded coach. So what I would do is I would say you need to focus on talent at the wide receiver end in the draft, and then later on in the draft, get some young talent to help that secondary on the defensive side. I haven't looked at who specifically necessarily because there's so many bouncing around, kind of who might be there, who might not. But those are going to be the biggest things I think that's going to help Tennessee. And we talked about this off air. Lamar's not even close to a deal with Baltimore. If they franchise him, it's going to piss him off. Maybe there's a 3-team trade, and Fields goes over there. Tennessee gets Lamar. Somehow, Chicago figures some other shit out. But that's the biggest piece of the pie for Tennessee. Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think? Let's give a little feedback.
All right. So diving into what you got, I agree with what you're saying. I do. I agree that they need to go all in. They are a team that has been either owning or leading or winning the AFC South, right? AFC South champions for a while. They've been on the verge of trying to push over. They just didn't quite have enough to beat those real upper echelons, right? To finally make it to the Super Bowl. I think you make it to the Super Bowl. Who the hell is stopping Derrick Henry, right? You're not going to stop that if he's healthy. You add Lamar to that. The only other thing you would need to do is get what you had, a legit wide receiver. Don't know. There's some intriguing wide receivers in the draft. They're not quite as deep as the last couple years. Not where you're not where it's screaming, where it's deep with it, right?
Yeah.
So I'm with you on that. I don't know if you look like free agency. Don't know I don't think there's a lot of free agents coming out. I don't know if you try to pull off a trade. Figure something out.
End up with somebody like a T. Higgins.
They could.
What,
kind of wheel and deal.
Yeah.
I don't know if the Bengals would want to move him in the same conference. But, yeah, you add a T. Higgins to that, for instance. You may pull off the magical piece there. You have some work to do, though, and that is in your cap space. You're $28 million over. I don't know if this is adjusted for the new cap jump, but still, that doesn't cover $28 million in the hole. There's hope for them there, though, because Tannehill will be off the books. They'll cut him. They'll have $18 million dead cap because of that, but their cap hit was $36 million with him. They'll probably let that go. They have another few other ones on here that literally there's minimal to no cap, dead cap on there. They saved $9 million by letting it go of a defensive end. I don't know what they need to restructure this cat. Harold Landry, their outside linebacker, $18 million cap hit, $30 million dead cap.
What the fuck?
I have no idea what the hell that's about. You need to figure something out there, right?
Yeah.
But there's movable pieces here is my point. It isn't like their negative 28 is horrendous. It's actually, we got to figure it out here. You can move some pieces, you can restructure, you'll be just fine. And I'm with you. Their defense made a step up last year, even through all their ups and downs on offense, which they're not used to having. and their defense carried them and kept them in the hunt all season long. So something they haven't had. Go balls deep. I'm with you. Go balls deep for Lamar. Do it. They're obviously $100 million apart. You close that gap for them, right?
Yeah.
Toss them something. I know we believe Justin Fields, and I'm with you on that one. Justin Fields needs to go there to the Ravens. Don't know how you'd kind of swing all of that unless you were to take those pieces that you get from the Titans and maybe a piece of yours and flip it to the Bears just to get Fields. That version of it, 2 separate trades, maybe. But I'm with you. I like the layout of that. They do need some corners, I think, is their only sketch part of their defense, really, for the most part.
Yeah.
Their offense, they have some things to be desired, like they look like they had some things a couple years ago. They had, like, everything was looking okay, and then now
it's a big deal when A.J. Brown's gone, right?
Right, and then Derrick Henry got banged up for the season the year before, so. Miles.
Yeah, so I got the Houston Texans. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go out and hire John Gruden.
Let's go.
Second thing we're going to do is we're going to get...
But
as your offense coordinator?
Yeah, where's Gruden going?
Oh, head coach, baby.
You already hired one.
I don't care. This is my team.
okay.
All right,
I like
right.
it. Fuck it. Power
Let's
move.
go.
Okay.
All right. So I'm getting John Gruden, right? I'm trading my quarterback for a bag of waffles. I don't know. Eggos. Doesn't really matter. I want Deshaun Watson back. I'm going to go get Antonio Brown. And then I'm going to get Kareem Hunt as my running back. And then we're going to go sign Ndamukong Suh while we're at it. And then we're just going to change the name of my team.
All right, what? I kind of think I know where you're going, but
Kickers.
Kickers?
All right.
Yeah, I got Ndamukong Suh kicking quarterbacks. I got Kareem Hunt kicking chicks in elevators.
All right.
I mean, we could call him the concussed too if you want, but either way.
Either way, the Texans is not a good name, right?
No. So and then so now you're strolling. This is Deshaun Watson is going to open up a parlor. Okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
A massage parlor.
It'd be interesting. Now he's played not great this year.
Yeah.
Maybe you flip that basically, right? Oh, sorry, I just sold you dead. I'll buy it back for cheap, right?
Dirt cheap,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Like you sold that lemon of a car, and then it's like, I'll buy it back for me for half.
Yeah. I guess I'll fix it.
Yeah.
and then his first person he's gonna have to give a massage to is gonna be Antonio Brown. My oh my, how the pages have turned.
Ooh.
That's, you know what? I was going to say, he means this all in good fun and a joke, but you know what? That's what Bob McNair deserves.
Yeah.
That's what
bullshit that
Bob
he's done
McNair
over there.
deserves. Yep. That being said,
There's nothing I can do to help that franchise. Sorry, guys.
You know what's huge?
I
though?
actually gave you the juicier team. There's so many things you could do with that. I would love all the first round picks you got. Yeah, the upside of the defense.
Oh no, I'm doing what their what their owner would do. Their manager owner. Yeah,
I got you.
We have a first round pick, but you know what? I like your 7th better. Give me that. I'll give you this first.
Okay.
I do like. So unfortunately, they hired a head coach. I like your idea, but D'Amico Ryan coming over there, so it seems like J.J. Watt might be involved with the team. They're like really good friends.
Okay.
I don't know if you ever heard this story, but like when he was looking for a house there, he like specifically was like, "Hey, where do you live?" And like moved into a neighborhood right by D'Amico and stuff like that. I think they are gonna do some things this year, man.
I do too. I think they're gonna get their quarterback. I think they get to pick from the top of it, and all they have to do is add another piece. You could trade Brandon Cooks to get some draft pieces for even more capital. They're in an interesting spot.
That's crazy. We talk about Tua needing to retire, but we're not going to talk about Brandon Cooks, who should have retired 2 years ago.
That's the truth, man.
Maybe, yeah. But he has gotten his concussion thing a little more under control, though. He didn't go out last year with one.
Yeah, he's gotten too many that his head is like calloused now. Brain can't move any farther.
Well, there you go. That's all you got to go to.
Well, then so Tua can stay.
And two can stay. Brandon Cooks was, I'm with you,
He's
there
back for a
for
long
like,
time.
it was like multiple times every season, right?
Yeah.
Every team he was on. up until last year, the year before, whenever he was with the Texans, he didn't know what a losing team was. He always got traded to a good team.
Yeah.
You know, or Rams, Patriots, Saints. Yeah.
Is that where he came from? The Saints?
Yeah.
Saints to the Texans.
Yeah. It's crazy though.
Yep.
That is crazy.
I like your idea. I like the coach. I like bringing on the players because there's nothing wrong with the play besides the off the field stuff, right?
Yeah.
The players that you're bringing on, you got some talent there, Miles.
Yeah,
Did I tell you?
We're gonna get him cheap too.
Did I tell you the greatest robbery of all time? Like, Madden hates what Deshaun Watson did.
Oh,
I tell you this.
Wait, you're not talking about the guy that stole the Declaration of Independence?
What?
That was the greatest heist.
Yeah, it was. That's a good movie, actually. That's a good movie.
I'll watch it all the time.
I do. National Treasure. I dig that shit.
Nicolas Cage.
That being said, what I'm talking about is they plummeted his rating. Plummeted. He's like a 78. Now,
who is?
Okay, that's great. That's fine.
Who is?
Deshaun.
Oh, okay. So where you go? Who's better?
No. I'm not even talking about better.
Oh, okay.
When they did this, though, when they dropped him down to the 78, which is fine, his accuracy, his timing, all that stuff is off, right?
Hasn't played in a while, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm okay with the 78 even. Here's where I have a problem with. Everybody knows, for the most part, how you play Madden, unless you play old school where you try to just run the rock down the throat the whole time. You need a mobile quarterback. They slowed him down to get him to 78.
For real?
He has no speed whatsoever. Zero. Not even enough to where it's like I'm not even talking about like electric speed. They literally slowed him down to like you're running almost with like Tom Brady.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
I'm like, because I was like,
there,
I'm about to whoop you. I didn't tell you this. I was about to play my son. I'm like, I'm gonna whoop. No, he was playing somebody online, and I was like, well, I'm gonna pick a team then. I'll do it. I picked the Browns because I didn't want to go wishy-washy. You know, I didn't want to go chalkboard. I didn't want to pick the Patrick Mahomes led team. I didn't want, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna beat you up with the Browns, who are sneakily good because they had sneakily good players. They just had a rough season, right?
Yeah.
And then Deshaun, I'm like, I don't care what your rating is because all I need you to do is be athletic. I need you to be able to run. I'll complete crossing as I'm rolling out every time. And if you're not there to stop me from rolling out, I'm also gonna just run with him. No, sir. They slowed him down.
Damn.
Like, yeah, bad. I was like, what the hell? The dude didn't forget how to run. That isn't. Are we fucking kidding right now? Madden, that's pure hate. That's what I'm saying.
Hate. Yeah.
That's what I'm
very,
getting at.
very sneaky, Mr. Deeds. Very, very sneaky.
Very, very sneaky. So, gentlemen, I'm going to pull up my team's thing just so you know. All right, so I had the Colts. This one's intriguing. First, number one is Jim Irsay, you need to sell your team. Because I actually am not a fan of you as an owner. I think you're kind of like Dana White. I think you're a hypocrite. You do shit that is illegal as fuck. You've been popped for it, and then you try to tell people they can't go do something like that and try to hold them accountable, but you don't have to, right?
Yeah.
I don't like that. Don't like that at all. Lead by example. I'm a big proponent of that. So that's step number one. Sell your team.
I'm in.
Okay. Step number two. You're going to cut Matt Ryan because obviously you weren't happy with him and you actually did him a disservice last year. A lot of things went shitty. He didn't look the same either. I will say that. Don't know if the comfortability of not being like a change of scenery didn't do good for him. I think it was, I don't know. But he only has an $18 million cap hit. Or sorry, dead cap. His cap hit is $35 million. They need to get to, they have $5 million to the good in cap space right now. Right? Yeah, almost $6 million. So that's got to go. You need to re-sign DeForest Buckner to some version of a deal. He has a $19 million cap hit, no dead caps. You're not going to cut DeForest Buckner. I mean, he was damn good, right? You have some Stephon Gilmore is the more intriguing one. Like, what do you go there? Did he have that killer of a season? Because he only has a $2 million dead cap and almost $13 million in cap hit. You need to make a little wiggle room is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, he hasn't been the same.
Wiggle, 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 wiggle.
I'm going to give you your compete now and your future all in one. That's the beautiful thing about what we got going on with the Colts.
Let's go.
Their defense is pretty solid. They played down. They had some issues. Whatever the hell it is, hopefully they get the coach right. I will tell you who they should get with coach, but the numbers are limited now at this point because they didn't hire somebody. So they're going to end up going with Jeff Saturday, which is purely stupidity. I'll tell you who they will here at the end. They need to go right now. I don't care if it sounds like it. You've already touched on it. I'm slam dunk on it. It needs to be Derek Carr. You sign him to a 3-year deal. He will make you compete right now. You go out, you need to get yourself a receiver to go with Michael Pittman. You need another receiver. You need a different version of a receiver. A pure possession route running receiver. It can't be just another big body because that's kind of what Pittman does. You need a guy that they fear on route running so that it literally pulls someone off, right? They can't just put anybody on. You actually need to scheme for. Then you need to find another running back to pair with a legend that is becoming of Jonathan Taylor because we also believe he's getting banged up. I believe he's getting banged up, and I don't want to see that. Don't need to see 300 carries in a season from this man. He's special without that. You can go 250 or something. Find a running back that can take 8 carries a game, 8 legitimate carries away. And I'm not talking about catches too. I'm talking about literally carries, catches somewhere else too, and take some of that load off of that man. Offensive line is legit. Get them re-sparked. Put a lightning bolt in their asses. Something wasn't right this year either, right? They're still like, oh boy, Quentin Nelson or whatever was rated in the middle of the pack. That's not Quentin Nelson. We know he's one of the best in the game. Just light a fire back underneath their ass. That should be coaching, right? And then the final move, because their defense, like I said, you need wide receivers. You're probably going to need another corner or two. Because like I said, and you re-sign Stephon Gilmore, and they don't really, I don't know, maybe right there. But I think you go heavy. You go heavy on building that line still. Continue with that line, the offensive line. Because they still have a couple weak points. And then the wide receivers. You need to go heavy at that. And then you bring in Derek Carr. That all being said, your number one draft pick needs to be your future. It needs to be one of the quarterbacks. One of the big, what I call the big 2, 3. Is that where we're at? So I'm a CJ Stroud. I'm a Bryce Young. And who's the other one?
The Kentucky, what's his name?
I'm not a fan of that one.
Oh, who are you thinking? That's where everybody's going.
I don't know. That isn't. It's just those two then. It's got to be just those two to me. You figure out a way to get one of those two quarterbacks, and then you figure out how to do that. So you have your future, you have your immediate, so you're still competing. Now to the head coach. You really only have one shot. You literally let everyone piss away. Do not waste this on Jeff Saturday. Do not. Don't care if you're drinking buddies, poker buddies. Was it you, Miles, that brought that up? They're at a card table fucking throwing some fucking cards together. You know, it'd be awesome, man. I bet you I could get this shit corrected. Let's throw a fucking pot together, you know? If I win this hand, I get to be coach. It's kind of how that fucking shit went down, right? You made a mistake. Fuck that shit. Throw it away. Eric Bieniemy, here's your shot. And it's not even what most coaches have to go through, what they have to go at the bottom. They have to start with the shit-dicking team that's usually at the bottom that just fired their coach that was already terrible. The Colts aren't the same. They have the foundation. It is there. If you're as good of an offensive guru as what you think you are, there should be no problem if you have Derek Carr, Jonathan Taylor, a decent offensive line, Michael Pittman, another receiver that I told you that you need to go and get. even if it's a Juju Smith-Schuster who can get separation, he can do some middle range because he's a free agent too.
Yep.
Or Hopkins.
No, that's kind of the same in Michael Pittman. They need something a little different. You need more of a route runner. I do believe that. You don't need too big. He likes his route runners. I don't know if Hunter Renfrow is a free agent. Bring him over with Derek Carr. Don't know if he is or not. But grabs it. He likes his slot. Kind of, he likes a slot receiver. Bring that. All of this, and you will be competing back again for the AFC South. You will be competing-ish to go to the AFC Championship game. Now, I don't know if that still would be enough to take you beyond that. It's, like I said, pretty hard to beat a Patrick Mahomes, a Josh Allen, and some of the other rising stars that are up in there. But you will not be a laughing stock. And that's how you correct the Colts. What do you think, Danny?
I like it. I like what you're saying. They definitely need, somebody, I don't know, like Tyreek on the other side. You know what I mean? Somebody fast, good route runner, that can shake things up.
Who?
Pringle.
Byron Pringle.
For the receiver side, everything else is pretty shored up. Another running back would be good. We talked about this, man. He's keep doing it, and he's going to be more and more banged up, and it's not going to last. The only thing I don't like, and it's not because you're wrong about it, but I don't want to see Derek Carr go there because that's where quarterbacks go to die, and he's almost to that age where he, would go there to do that. But it's the best bet for sure. Derek Carr's a stud, and he will elevate that team. And I am, man, Bieniemy is the best bet that's out there. So that's who you have to roll with. I wish there was somebody out there that could light a spark like you're talking about. I've never seen that from Bieniemy.
No, me either.
I need somebody that gets a little fiery, like a Tomlin or something, like somebody that can get you going. But Bieniemy is definitely the best bet. But it's their own fault. It's because they waited. So, yeah, man, I like what you're saying. That definitely gets them in a spot to compete. Yeah, I like it.
Maybe I amend that a little bit then, because I kind of went lazy with the coach. Just going with, fuck it, go with this because you've waited this long, right? And anyone but Saturday is kind of what I went with, right? I didn't actually think about it. I changed my mind. Because I am against the Bieniemy because I don't think he's calling the plays.
I agree.
I think you are literally, there's a reason why he's not getting the job, ladies and gentlemen. You don't have 5,000-yard passer, almost 40 touchdowns, top-tier offense every year, and you don't get a job. It doesn't happen, and it's not because of the color of your skin. There's a reason. It's you're not interviewing well. You probably don't know what you're talking about because somebody else is calling the plays. And obviously isn't quite grasping onto something, or he doesn't interview well, like I said, with that. Because Kevin O'Connell wasn't calling the plays either, and he's articulate that you could tell that he knew exactly what he was talking about, though.
Yep.
He knew what he was studying. He was part of the game plan, whatever. Don't know if Bieniemy is part of the game plan even. I think he's just kind of like a mirror image thing going on. So I'm you got me to amend it. Appreciate that. I am going to go with a recently fired offensive coordinator. Yep. Byron Leftwich.
Let's go.
I mean that.
Okay.
I mean, Byron Leftwich, he will bring in the spark. I'm not saying he's going to be the spark. He'll bring in the spark. He'll bring in a defensive coordinator that'll light that fire, that'll get into his guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe he'll get that offensive line coach that'll help spark that ass. I'm not saying he's the firecracker. I'm not saying he's going to be the spark. He can bring in. He's not trying to run a defense. He'll bring in that dude that'll do that. You know what I'm saying? There's still, even if it's a college coach that's fiery and edgy, fine, bring him in. He needs to prove himself. He's going to want to prove himself. He'll light a fire under their ass. That's where we're going.
I like it. Byron getting his shot.
Byron.
Let's fucking
Byron.
go.
Shouldn't have got fired.
Beautiful.
Yes, sir.
And that's how we fix the AFC South, gentlemen.
Yep. And you guys are all at the mercy of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
That's right. They're the future, bro.
I told you. I kind of got a little man crush on them. They have my future Hall of Fame quarterback.
Fuck it.
We're never wrong.
Urban Meyer.
There you go.
There we
There you
go.
go.
The Kickers.
He's like, fuck the John Gruden part. We're going straight
The
to there you
Kickers.
go. And that even
Yes.
goes with the kicker thing.
Yes.
There we go, buddy. I told you had that awesome. Or I did tell my make sense with that, didn't I? Told you about. What's that?
What?
Was that my man Ruby? I told you that one, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Old Rubes. Do you guys have it make sense?
Yeah, I got one.
Let's go,
Been
baby.
a little bit.
Are you
Miles.
ready? Are you ready?
Is it?
We run a podcast, and James is about to forget the picks we're supposed to make.
We're making them on Friday. We already said that before we started.
That was a dick move by me then.
Yeah.
Makes sense if you don't think about it.
Makes sense if you don't think about it. Jesus.
Sorry.
He literally said it before we launched. He's like, so we'll do this, and then we'll make picks
All
on
right.
Friday?
Okay.
He actually
Because
corrected.
then you even said the
The
pick.
Yeah, but see, all I was hearing was the pick. I didn't.
God.
I gotta make sense if you don't think about it.
Ooh. A real one now? Not an asshole one.
Mm,
We can do a bracket, by the way.
debatable.
We're getting to that time, buddy.
We want to do a bracket?
NCAA,
For sure.
Ooh. Dude, I always lose the first week.
We don't talk
Yeah.
about college basketball much, but
We don't. But it's always, everyone's into brackets, though,
yeah,
right?
buddy. Hell yeah.
Office girls usually win it. What you got, Miles?
If you ever have to have somebody follow you in anything in this world that you do,
Okay.
you should always achieve to leave it better or worse, depending on that person.
I was not
They always tell you,
ready
right?
for that.
No, but they always tell you, right?
The same or better, right?
You should always leave it the same or better, right?
Yeah.
But what if the person that you're leaving it for is the person that would motherfuck you at any moment?
Yeah.
You're not getting better or the same ever.
I like this. I thought he was going inspirational tonight.
I thought he was
Oh,
too.
shit.
It kind of is. It's better than, so it's making you better at beating somebody. I mean, a competition. You're better. You're trying to bone them worse than they boned you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not like, and it's not even a pride thing to me. It should be, it is the way it is in most circumstances. But you're always beat into your head, right? When you're a kid, be nice to your friends' toys, or, I'm not saying, I'm telling my kids go break other kids' toys. That's not what I'm saying.
Right.
But what I'm trying to say is, sometimes just fuck that person.
I can get behind that shit.
Yeah. Those are good words of wisdom, Miles.
That is.
Yeah.
You know what? Makes sense if you don't think about it. Makes sense if you do think about it. But you don't even have to think about it. Just plain and simple. I'm with you. Sometimes you just can't fix the world. There's a famous Batman line of the Christopher Nolan ones, we should say. The good ones that we enjoy a lot, right? And that is the Joker one.
Mm-hmm.
And Alfred says to him, because he's like, well, how do I beat him? Or, well, like, what do I do to correct this? Basically is what Batman's asking him. He's like, sometimes some people just want to watch the world burn.
Yeah. No.
You can't correct that.
Yep.
So some people are just, it is what it is. So fuck them. Like at the end of the day, you can't fix everything. Like when you say that you pray for world peace, I roll my eyes and chuckle. It's not possible. You know why it's not possible, right? I will go a little deep. I was thinking about this on the way here. Believe it or not, I was.
Okay.
You can't have world peace. It's not possible.
It's not feasible.
You absolutely, you can't. You would have to eliminate anybody that has an individual thought. You can't have an individual thought. We would all have to think the exact same. You'd have to. Because now you're digging into religions.
Sounds like a guy.
You eat pork, Danny. Are you going to give up? You're not going to eat. Do you have a problem eating pork? There's religions you can't do that. You can't even drive it. You can't be a semi-driver doing it, right? People have a problem with what you do, no matter what you do. No matter if you're the most peaceful person in the world, there's going to be someone that doesn't like you. That's what it comes down to. You can't. And the sooner that you'll have more inner peace, the sooner you realize you can't control people. You can't. That's just the fact of nature. That's what we go through. I would love for all my ideologies and what I believe in, for everybody to believe in. Then that would be world peace, wouldn't it? You won't get that. You can't get that, and it's just never going to happen. What you can do is try to be receptive to what people are saying, try to be sentimental to it, try to understand it maybe, but doesn't mean you have to. I still believe in what I believe in, but I understand what you're saying. I get it. But you're never going to have it. That's the reason why I kind of chuckle, because you can't have it. Too many people. And at the end of the day, even if you got a bunch of compromise, 99% of the world compromised, said, okay, we're going to keep our opinions to ourselves. We're going to try to believe in we're going to look the other way when you're eating a meat that I don't think you should be doing. I'm not going to tell you how you're supposed to dress, what you're supposed to believe in politics. We're all going to mind our own business. At the end of the day, 6-7 billion people on this planet, there's still going to be that 1%. Even at the end of the day, they still want to watch the world burn. There's groups that want to. You can't have it. I'm sorry. It's unachievable. Your best bet is to try to try your best to pass it on to the next generation, to make it a positive world that we're growing in, is what I'm getting at. I know that's getting a little deep and a little whatever, but I was thinking about that. It is an unachievable goal. And I don't like unachievable goals. I like pressing your boundaries, pushing it up there. You can fail at a goal. It can be an extremely hard goal, but unachievable goal, not possible. If you have that, that's not a goal. That's stupid. Mm-hmm. That's not failure. That's like that wasn't possible. So it can't be failure. It can't be anything. It can't be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the same thing when they tell us we had the plant the cleanest it's ever been. We repainted things. The cleanest it has been, the nicest it has looked since it was built after the first 2 years that it was in existence. That's how good we had it looking. We had to hit a 60% housekeeping audit of cleanliness. We did not get a score of all of them that they kept going out there and going through. They weren't marking us for 60%. We were always below it. So it's an unachievable goal. That's not a goal then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you can't achieve it, it's not a fucking goal. And that is where now I'm getting a little edgy about that. You can't have an unachievable goal. And world peace is an unachievable goal. You can't do it. You can become a better person. You can try your best. But at the end of the day, don't set it as a goal that you're going to change everything, because you can't. It's not possible.
Well, back to your Batman and Joker, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's be honest. The one with the issues was Batman, not Joker. The Joker knew what he wanted. Batman never does.
Yeah, going deep, but yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I'm saying that the Joker was the same one.
Yeah, you're right.
What if all the bad guys are different personalities of Batman?
See, I like that, but when you go back to Batman was an orphaned rich prick with clear mental issues from watching his parents get shot in front of him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you could be right.
He had multiple personalities already. He had multiple personalities. He showed off to be a rich prick, but then no one was actually being the Batman side. Not necessarily even Batman, just like when no one else is looking, he had like one of the bigger hearts, right? Or
Who
trying
did?
to give Batman.
No.
Yeah. Go back and watch.
Dude.
I'm talking about the ones we're talking about, the Christopher Nolan ones.
Yeah, that's fine. That's all fine. Like this not a like I'm not gonna debate what you're saying.
So he ran into, in one of the scenes, he ran into old boy in a vehicle, right? Because he was going to tell who the Batman was. And that was in the same Joker one. He ran into that vehicle. And the one dude It's like, hey, you know what you just did? Thank you so much or whatever. He's like, for what? Trying to run a red light? That isn't what he did. He saved the dude's life that was about to rat him out as being Batman. That's what I'm getting at.
No, I'm Batman.
That's still one of my favorite ones. That's a different Batman, though. The Riddler. He's like, somebody told me you know who Batman is? I do. I do know who Batman is. You do? Who is it? Me! It's fucking Jim Carrey,
Crazy
the Riddler.
shit, yeah.
In the goddamn insane asylum.
Dude, all I think about is that fucking penguin guy eating those fish. Off the original one, with Ivy and Riddler and all that. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, the big one. Did you guys ever watch the new one yet? I haven't.
No.
With
Robert Pattinson.
No, I'm talking.
I'm talking about the Robert Pattinson.
No, I get where you're going, but I'm talking about the. What I'm trying to say is, who was it? Batman, and one of the superheroes at the end. Oh my God, your mom was my aunt. Remember, that movie ended they were in a big fight with each other, and then it's something to do with Batman's mom or something.
I actually don't remember that.
It was the one with
Superman? Is that the one where they all came together?
Superman. But who was Batman in that movie? He played
Ben Affleck?
Yeah.
Ben Affleck.
There you go. Weirdest ending to a movie I ever seen.
Okay.
They were on a full-on war. Now, the Batman you're talking about, I have not seen that one.
Oh, great that you answered that question finally.
No, I was going there.
Okay.
Get there eventually.
Getting there.
Saw Black Adam the other night, by the way. Not terrible, not too good. Just
Both. That was the same way. I was like, eh.
Wakanda forever!
Black Panther, yeah.
Black Panther?
Wakanda forever.
We'll roll with that, baby. It's about time to get out of here, gentlemen.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I am excited to talk about this weekend's game, though, on Friday night.
What game?
Friday night?
No. What
No,
game?
Super Bowl Sunday.
There's a Super Bowl this weekend?
Yes.
We meet and we do a podcast on Friday.
On Friday,
night.
yes.
Yeah, see,
Okay.
you see what it
Yeah,
is.
to talk about that.
Yeah.
Dude, it's a busy weekend, though.
He did what?
We got Adam Sandler down in Kansas City that we're going to go take a look at. Danny is going to watch my son play a basketball tournament. We got Super Bowl. We also have, if I do remember right, if I looked at it right, Danny, I do believe it is Volkanovski versus Makachev on Saturday.
Ooh, is that already?
I think it is because I was sitting there I was looking up at the news at it. So we'll make a pick on that on Friday too, but I'm pretty damn certain.
I hope so. That's wild.
But yeah, it's a fun packed weekend, and I have Monday off, baby. So if I want to go hard on Sunday,
let's go.
Yeah.
I got Monday off too.
Makachev.
Personal
I'm
time.
pretty sure.
Is it the 12th this weekend? You might be right.
I always
Honestly, that sounds good.
I always wanted to be part of that statistic, where the day following Super Bowl Sunday is the largest day.
Saturday, February 11th.
11th, okay.
It is the largest day of people calling in to work. It's my turn to be part of a statistic.
Why not?
Oh, you're part of many.
You are a statistic.
They don't choose me on the surveys, damn it.
You are a walking, talking statistic.
No shit.
In a
man.
good way.
Yeah, very good way.
They want my brain.
Where's your aluminum cap?
I'm giving them it.
Give it to them all. Well, yeah, let's wrap this bitch up, gentlemen. So if you beautiful people out there happen to find us on the interweb somewhere, make sure you like, subscribe, share, give us a rating, everything. It definitely helps. We've got more and more people checking in all the time.
I was say, dig in the comments on the YouTube too. Appreciate that.
100%, man. But so you mentioned YouTube. Where else is the podcast available, Jimmer?
Anywhere and everywhere podcasts are available. Spotify, Apple Music, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and YouTube.
Don't forget YouTube in case you didn't hit on that hard enough, ladies and gentlemen.
Dude,
but
every time he says Apple Music, I want to go apple pie, blueberry pie, orange pie, cream pie, every pie.
everybody knows Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, same thing.
Yeah,
It's all good. They get it.
Pies.
Did I say pie?
I know. I just would really like a pie right now.
You're throwing me off right now. You need to stop doing your squirrel moments. Let them wrap up.
Sorry.
Let's wrap this bad boy up, Miles. We like to tell stories, right? So if somebody wants to send one in, Miles, what do?
Slide on one of the DMs.
Slide on into the DMs, baby. We love to tell a good story. We want to tell yours too. But for now, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you, everybody for listening. This is 3 Gig Sports.
We out.